What's up, everybody? MLG TV here. Got another show. Was a great weekend, bounce back weekend on the show. Monday Night Football recap right now. What's up, Jack? How you feeling?
Feeling great, man. This game we just watched was just not really that competitive, was it?
No, Joe Mixon. I guess he's looking like he's still a factor in this NFL right here. He had 3 TDs tonight. If you cashed it, if you bet on this prop, you cash nice. They controlled the line of scrimmage. Houston did. CJ Stroud, he looked a little bit shaky, but he still handled his business here tonight. And Dallas is just awful, man. I don't even think it was just not, them not having Dak. It's just the whole team. They got a lot of injuries. They got a lot they're dealing with. And it looks like their season is over officially after tonight.
Well, I mean, I thought it was officially over anyway before tonight. Everybody knew they weren't going anywhere without Dak Prescott at the helm. Cooper Rush, I mean, that's not the answer at the end of the day. I remember, I think last year or was it the year before, where they made it seem like, oh, he could be, or just something like that. Well, clearly, whoever said that was wrong. I mean, the announcer mentioned why wasn't the kid out there? What's his name? Trey Lance. And I was wondering the same thing. Like, why not? You might as well just throw him out there and see what you got. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, at this point, you have nothing to lose. You're going to lose anyway. So I wouldn't be mad at putting Trey Lance out there, see what he could do. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, outside of that, the running game, it's not really there. Their passing game obviously is nuked. They got to just rely on their defense, but if their defense can't get off the field and their offense keeps, going through and out or turning the ball over, defense is just going to get tired. They're going to lose games. It's just how it's going to go. I mean, looking at their schedule, it's funny because we're not even talking about the Texans. It's more about the Cowboys, like how bad that is.
Right.
It's not like the Texans are playing terribly, are playing very well.
Yeah,
but they're playing good enough to win games. But the Cowboys aren't playing good enough to stay in games, so that's kind of why the score ended up the way it did.
Yeah.
I see.
Tough. Their schedule is not crazy tough, but they got the Commanders next.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Well, that's an L, right? You would think, but Jay Daniels isn't playing as great as he was earlier. Wow, so the Cowboys have really lost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in a row, maybe 6. Okay, so their hope is against the Giants on Thanksgiving. If they lose there, then they got the Bengals. Well, I mean, the line's up a little bit. Carolina, they could definitely get. I see maybe 2 wins left on their schedule.
Ooh.
Maybe. Because then it's Tampa Bay, Philly.
Yeah.
How competitive do they want to be?
Right. I mean, at
they
this
just
point,
take and get this pick. Why not?
At this point, Shador's out there. That might be a good look for y'all. But you still got.
They already signed. They signed Dak. They can't do anything about that now. Jerry Jones got hoodwinked into signing Dak. Dak, we're not challenging your money. I'm glad you got your money. I'm all about that. But man, it really just kind of put that team in a cap scenario. So
yeah, it's over for Dallas for the next 5 years. It's not looking good for you guys. I'm sorry.
And I guess on the Texans, I know this team isn't winning it this year, but I think I like their team.
Right.
I didn't expect Stroud to improve drastically, so this is kind of what I expected out of this team anyway. What they're doing right now, so nothing really to say.
Yeah, middle of the pack in the conference. So that's what I expected out of them. I honestly expected them to take a little bit of a step back from last year, which they did because Stroud was crazy, but they're still about the same in my eyes.
Well, their defense is, I like, Stingley. I like him. He got a pick tonight. I think them adding Mixon is what allowed them to not regress the way you thought they would, and it kind of kept them steady because it added that running game power that they didn't really have last year.
And if Diggs was healthy, it
might be different.
It might be even better. So
might be different.
Yep. So shout out to the Texans right there getting that easy dub tonight, as we expected. Everyone pretty much expected that. All right, let's move along here. 3-0 weekend for me on the show. And it was much needed. Last week was terrible. I had Pitt Panthers plus 11. I told you guys sprinkle on the money line, which end up should have cashed. If you guys seen that game, Pitt had it in the bag. Gave up a long drive with a minute and something left. Klubnik runs out the pocket. Oh, that was a tough one on the little money line, but the points in your back pocket, you cashed that one there. Georgia minus 9.5. I had, and sweat a little bit first half as far as the points. We knew Georgia would win this game. Was sweating, but we knew Georgia would win, and I knew they would cover somehow, some way, which they did. Got the cover. They look like they're back, getting it together. Good job, Kirby Smart. Got the boys rolling. And last but not least, Kansas plus the 3. I told you guys BYU was the most overrated team in college football history.
Say that.
And I haven't been around for the whole history, but it just feels that way to me. So 3-0 on the show. Hope you guys tailed that. And Jack, what's up, man? What'd you do this week?
Before we even speak about that, Georgia. Ooh. We love that. Oh, I love seeing Georgia get that win. And again, I was big on that game too, riding that with you. I never was shivering, by the way. I knew they were going to turn out and win that game. They're at home. Like, what do we expect? Now, regarding UFC 309, some exciting things happened. Some mistakes happened. Silva, guys, this girl was just not ready for going all 3 rounds. She kind of tired out. She was throwing some bombs, doing well, but she ended up taking a L to a fighter that was older and really shouldn't have won. So I'm disappointed in this girl. You'll never see me betting on her again, that's for sure. But what can you do? You can't get them all right necessarily. But also with the women fighters, guys, you probably need to just make sure you study all their tape beforehand and know if there's someone that can definitely go all those rounds. Because even in a 3-round fight, it's all about conditioning, right? Especially in the UFC. But with that, Colorado, a hit. So we were able to stick it 2 out of 3 because, Colorado we knew was going to win this game. Big game with Kansas coming up this week. I'm not going to say stay clear, but I'm going to say definitely look out and do your research on that game coming up. And John Jones, what can you say? I mean, the assassin, the GOAT, the best of all time. I don't know why other people were betting for Stipe. I saw his odds John Jones' odds went down to 500 before this fight started, and I was able to clean up on that, and so that's why I'm not necessarily disappointed in this weekend. But John, you're the best. You're the GOAT. Keep doing what you're doing. Way to definitely prove everybody wrong again. And I'm excited for when you do fight Tom Aspinall, so you could, kick his ass too, and we can definitely capitalize on those odds or prayer, whatever it is you want to do. I'm there for it. What do you think about that one? I mean, I'm excited about that. And we got some new UFC coming out this weekend that we're excited for, which is a fight night in the middle of nowhere. No, it's actually over there in China. And then after that, we got 310 coming up. So, we got some good bouts.
310 it's looking like a lick right there. I like that card. Yeah,
but
man.
I guess to review that, Colorado, Georgia, 2 amazing plays. At least listen to those ones. And coming up this week, we're gonna have a couple of amazing college plays to go with that.
Definitely, I'm gonna drop the college football rundown tomorrow. I'll give you guys a few plays on there, a few hints. I'm not gonna give it all away. You guys gotta watch the Best Bet show to get the best bets, best bet free plays on the show. So yeah, but John Jones, man, I just got to talk about that spin back kick to the freaking ribs. Stipe just fell over, tumbled, and all you see is a fist coming at his face. This was a wrap.
He broke him. It was all you could ask for out of a UFC matchup, especially after what we watched Friday night. It was good to watch that and see those guys all put on a show. Really, the whole card was great. And what made the whole card great was the John Jones fight, because you didn't even think about any of the other fights in the card, even though I remember there were some good moments.
Yeah, great card. Great event as well from Dana White. As always, he puts on some shows out there in New York, John Jones' hometown. So that was nice. He had his family and stuff there. So that was a good show, man. We got more on the way. For now, though, let's get into some breaking news. We got a lot to go over this week. All right, let's jump into this real quick. So Travis Hunter right now is the heavy favorite. I seen him at the book. He was like minus 380, I believe. So it's only one person behind him. Genchi is roughly plus 340. And I'm gonna say this, ladies and gentlemen, the race is not over. It's a two-man race. I will say that though. It's between Hunter and Genchi. It's a couple weeks left, and then we got conference championships week. So it's still some time to impress the committee or whoever runs the board of the Heisman voting. So I'm gonna say this. I think Colorado may slip up this week. It may be a bad showing for Travis Hunter. Now, could happen, could not. I'll also tell you guys this. It's a snowstorm is supposedly in the Wyoming game against Boise. So you know what that means. A lot of running the ball. Genchi will have probably 25, 30 carries this week. And I think he impresses even in that snow. I think he gets 300 plus yards this week. If you want to take a flyer with Genchi plus the 300, it might be the time to do it now. Travis Hunter, though, he's amazing, man, playing both sides of the ball. I can't really say much, you know. He hasn't done much wrong. He's on a team that's on the up and up. Deion Sanders he got a lot of good recruits in here to help this team, especially the O line and the D line, which was hurting last year with suspects. So Hunter is showing that he can be a top 5 pick in the NFL draft this coming season, and he's the heavy favorite to win the Heisman right now. You think that's deserving?
Yeah, I mean, he's playing both sides of the ball. There's no one else in college football that's doing that, so that's really what pushes him over the edge over anybody. If it was just one stats, one side we're comparing it to, then I would say no. But again, he's playing double the snaps of everybody else, so he should be leading the way. And plus, I'm a fan of his. He wears my number 12. He's a good kid, and he's got a motor on him. You know, he doesn't get hurt. He goes and just plays every down. So you got enough. You can't help but be a fan of somebody like that. Now, Genchi, he's a beast too. You can't help but be a fan of him. I'm a fan of both these guys. You know, I like that it's not a quarterback everybody's automatically going for, and you know these guys are standing out, and may the best man win. That's how I look at it.
Yeah, you know, our buddy Carlo, he called me last week one day, and this was before Hunter was really the favorite. Maybe even 2 weeks ago. And he was talking about how he hates how it feels like always a quarterback for the Heisman, you know, lately, when it used to be running backs and receivers or whatever. So, yeah, it feels good that now, you know, we got a corner and a wide receiver / wide receiver and a running back as the two-headed race seems like right now. So, barring anything drastic, Hunter or Genchi will win the Heisman. Let's bring up this. We got Georgia, man. Let's talk about Georgia. We talked about it a little bit, but let's go deeper in on it. Is Georgia back, Jack?
Georgia never left. You can't win every game, especially in the conference that they're in. And one thing about Georgia is they don't lose back-to-back games. It was obvious to me. Never had a doubt on this team. I think they're still going to go far. I mean, they're my pick to win it all anyway. And it's good to see them overcome adversity. You know, if it was just easy and you just kind of breeze through the season and, you know, that's it, you don't show that you could come back from being challenged, then when those moments come at the end, sometimes it's easy to lay down. Now, this team's shown that they can be challenged and punch back, even in losing effort. So, and to show that isn't something that would wreck their season, because they could have been wrecked and derailed from Alabama, but they're not. And they lost again, and then they came back again. So I like it that this is a fighting team. That makes me want to fight along with them.
Yeah, I agree 100%. You know, like you said, this is the SEC. This is the best conference in all of football. And to lose to Bama, you know, that was a tough loss. They came out from the jump and didn't look right. But they fought their way back, as you just said. They're fighters. This team has that dog in them. That's why they're the Bulldogs. So Carson Beck, he looked better this week. He calmed down, slowed down on the interceptions. So as long as he keeps taking care of the ball, I think this team is poised to make a long, deep run in the playoffs. Um, Kirby Smart, great coach. As long as the quarterback holds his own, the defense is solid. We can't really say much about the defense. And like you said, man, they lost to Bama and Ole Miss. And they had the toughest schedule, guys. They played Clemson to open up.
They're battle tested.
They went on the road at Texas and handled business. So who else is playing these teams? A lot of these teams are playing cupcakes to start the season. Ole Miss. But yeah, man. So can't say much about Georgia. We've been riding Georgia all year. We hope they win the championship because we got some futures on them. So let's go Bulldogs, and let's move right along to the Chiefs falling to 9-1 against the Bills. We pretty much hinted on this on the show. This was a pretty good game, as expected. Bills and Chiefs always give a barn burner matchup. Josh Allen's looking like the MVP. I'm pretty sure he's the leader on the odds. I haven't checked. Josh Allen, he slowed down on the turnovers. Patrick Mahomes, he did better this week. The Chiefs been winning. Patrick Mahomes haven't been looking great, but they've been winning. They're winners. They know how to win. So this Chiefs team was not an easy win for the Bills here. It was a tough game.
Josh Allen plus 150. He's the top one.
Wow. Last week I checked, he was plus.
This is of yesterday.
Yeah.
Lamar Jackson plus 200. Yeah.
Nah, Lamar. That's a wrap. You heard it here first. Josh
Jared
Allen
Goff plus 600. Pat Mahomes plus 1,000. It's over.
If you want a little plus money in your pocket, take.
And
Josh
then
Allen.
he also has like on his list compared to whoever the other MVP candidate is, the team that beat the Chiefs. If no one else beats them, right. If another team beats them, but it's a team that doesn't matter, then that.
Yeah, I honestly think it'll be Chiefs with the best record, assuming they just keep handling business. I think Bills will be second. Bills will be second. I think because the Bills play Detroit later on, so I think if the Bills beat them, that's for sure locked up for Josh Allen, and I think they do. To me, the Lions, if you look at their schedule, they haven't played a few tough teams, but those teams they played, they were close games. So,
again, Josh Allen surprised me, man. Like I thought he would derail, as the defensive players were leaving this team, and all the receivers are gone now. I thought he would just derail and eventually they would trade this guy, but no, he's got everyone chanting MVP, and he looks like to be the front runner. So he's battle tested too. If it wasn't for the Chiefs being in that conference, I'd be behind Josh Allen.
Yeah, and they did it without. They had Knox still. Luckily, Knox.
Knox is still around he's been on that team for a minute, so yeah. Kincaid always, to me, I didn't know why. I get why they drafted him, but you got two tight ends now, but it's not like he was a necessity because Knox was always like a security blanket for, Josh Allen anyway. So stepping back into that role is not a big difference for him.
Yep. And the Bills O-line is looking nice. I think this team can make a run at the playoffs, but it's something about every time they get in the playoffs, I don't know what it is.
I don't know. But that's why, it's a little bit different players. We'll see it's about Sean McDermott. What is the coach going to do? Right.
Yeah.
And seems to have made some improvements. Seems to be getting better.
Yeah, and I hate to blame kickers, but Bass, I don't know. Every time them lights come on, man, Bass,
get him out of here.
Right.
Get him out of here.
Yeah. If he does something again,
a couple kickers this week. We gotta get him out of here.
Oh yeah, 3 or 4 kickers. We gotta get him out. Even Tucker over there and Ray,
the Hall of Famer, man.
Even the Hall of Famer, man.
Yet, but it's just like we don't want to get you out of here. We're having a conversation with him.
Right.
Tuck. Missing kicks. A lot of people, man. How many games this week were decided on kicks? Like 5, 6 games, I feel like.
Yeah.
Kicks
some
going
tight
awry.
games. A lot of tight games this week, brother. So, let's talk about this as well. You said it to me too. I remember before the season, you was like, "This guy Daniel Jones bet against him this season." I remember preseason we saw him throw that pick against the Texans, and you just was like,
It's over.
"This guy is Fade City," and now it's coming
Get him
to
out of here.
He's the third stringer. The guy's getting what 30 million a year roughly. I don't know. I know
40.
It's a huge number. Wow. This guy's getting a lot of money, and now he's the third string QB. It's looking like he's out of New York. He's gonna go somewhere. I don't know. Somebody's gonna try this project out next year, but it's not looking good for Daniel Jones.
Yeah, 40 million. Oh, wow. Yeah, I mean, what can you do? This guy was, I think, no-star recruit, walk-on it, dude. Became a high pick, so kudos to him. He did great for what his trajectory was. So it's nothing but positive when it comes to that. It sucks for the coach of this team though, because he's probably gonna get fired when he wanted to draft Jaden Daniels or whoever he wanted to draft. So a lot of collateral damage when situations like this happen. It's not entirely the quarterback's fault. He's just doing what he could do best. I just knew this team it just wasn't ready to do anything. The defense, the offense, everything was just wrong with it. Except for Malik Neighbors. He's the lone bright spot. I do like their other receiver, Wanda Robinson, also. He's a hard worker, a little route runner. But, this team wasn't going anywhere. Look at their division. Look at that conference. What were they really going to do? What was their aspirations, Just for a pick.
And not to mention this, but you guys traded Saquon Barkley.
Oh, I forgot about that. Well, was it a trade or was it a just free agency?
Let him go. Let him go.
Let him walk. You let him walk.
Let him walk.
Your division rival.
No.
To the Eagles. Thank you. We'll take it. We'll gladly accept Saquon Barkley for free.
Yeah, they said
it reminds me of a trade. It reminds me of a trade a friend of mine did in a dynasty fantasy league where they had Saquon Barkley on their roster and they traded Saquon Barkley for Josh Dobbs. Straight up.
Oh man, maybe Dobbs might get some run this week if Purdy's out. I mean,
he's an emergency quarterback. They have a different backup.
Oh yeah, I forget who their other back is. We'll talk about that. Yeah, Giants are cooked. Let's talk about Purdy. So Purdy got added to the injury report. I'm pretty sure he's gonna play. They just said questionable. He's got a shoulder injury. We watched the Niners let Geno's Deli drive the field to end the game and get a W. He ran out the pocket twice for some big yard plays. I've been saying it, and I'm kind of frustrated. Niners are cooked, man. They're done. They got the Packers on deck. And you know who they got after that? They got the Bills. I see 2 more L's coming. I'm sorry, Niners fans. Winers fans, I'm sorry. You guys are going to be 5-7 after these next 2 weeks. Do you agree, Jack, with that? Or am I just...
Yeah, I mean, I think they're cooked anyway. It's after the Super Bowl kind of hangover. It's hard to complete the season, get to the playoffs with a high seed, beat all these teams, get to the Super Bowl, lose, and then do it all over again. There's not as much rest in between the offseason. Just a lot going on. So then I got to regroup in the offseason. They got to regroup next year. Again, it's not over technically. You got to give it 100%, but I don't see this team making the playoffs. You can figure some stuff out. I know the Deebo Samuel's contract. Don't know what you're going to do with that. I think the theory is he's going to a new team. I don't know. I like Juan Jennings. I like what they have. I like what they're working with. It's just there's not that many changes they could make that could make drastic improvements. So they're kind of on a perpetual regression, if that makes sense.
Yeah, 100%. And they need a new quarterback. And I'm sorry, I'm not to be the one here to be bashing.
You're not a Brock Purdy believer, huh?
I'm not a Brock Purdy fan, man. I think this kid was drafted where he was for a reason. He's not one of these late Tom Brady finds from Michigan. No, he's not that. I just think sometimes he makes questionable decisions. He tries to fit in those tight throws sometimes too much, and he makes mistakes. I mean, every quarterback does, but I think he makes some mistakes at the wrong time. If the Niners just had a little bit better quarterback, I think this team will still be in contention. But all these injuries piling up, I don't see this team going anywhere. Sorry.
What, 13 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. Some about like 3 of those interceptions I feel like were like off the receiver's hands and it just went up in the sky. He's throwing for
how many yards?
2,600 yards.
It's not bad. That's not bad.
He's playing completion percentage 75%. Oh, that's his last game. QBR 67. I mean, gotta see how the rest of the season really plays out. It's just the whole aspect is having to give him a contract now.
Right. Would you give him
what do you do?
I'm not giving him a deal. I'm sorry.
You're not doing it?
I wouldn't do it.
Man, you're messing with this guy's money.
I wouldn't do it. I'd rather play Josh Dobbs.
Wow. But you're not winning with Josh Dobbs. At least you made the Super Bowl with Purdy. And think about it. It was just like a couple plays, and they could have won the Super Bowl, and then we'd have a different conversation about him, right?
True. That is true. But was it just the team, though? I feel like
just really don't have faith in this guy, huh? You're letting the whole media, the talking heads, just tell you, put the perspective, gotta give the kid a chance.
I mean, yeah, you could still give him a chance, but I just don't see him.
I think some of the older quarterbacks are right. There's not a lot of development going on with any of these guys. It's microwave team, microwave quarterback. So how do you expect some of these people to improve if you're not out letting them just be out there and make mistakes and get better?
Yeah, 100%. These guys need to learn behind somebody because Purdy's still young. He just got kind of
24.
He just got thrown into the fire. So he had to learn offhand. So I'll give him his credit. He still did great last year. I can't take that away from him. So maybe he will bounce back. But this team right now, they're looking cooked. I'm sorry. Another cooked team, the Jets. The Jets, man. They're in the front, man. They're burnt up. They're overcooked. Rodgers is looking older every game. The receiver, I don't know what happened. I know that ever since they fired their coach, it just went extra downhill. So you think they could turn it around next year? We won't even begin to talk about this year. I mean, what would you do if you were management for the Jets?
I'm a victim of chasing this team, so it's hard for me to even say or portray or get out, the feelings I really have here when it comes to this team's performance. What I would do is look at the talking heads, retire, get rid of all this stuff. Half of them are haters, so you can't take into account what they're saying. But if I was managing this team, and everyone knows I'm a really great manager, fantasy or franchise mode, I would get a brand new coaching staff, and I would just go get the best coach out there. I would get Belichick. That's the only way that you can make this team work, because you still got Aaron Rodgers, you still got Devontae Adams, you still got Garrett Wilson, you still got Breece Hall, you still got the defense, Quinlan Williams, and all those guys, and Belichick is a defensive coach. That defense would instantly be even better than it was when Saleh was there. And you got somebody to counteract Aaron Rodgers. Hey, and if you guys win, then you run it back again. It's like it's a win-win scenario. You give Belichick a 5-year deal, whatever. So he has, if it doesn't work out that first year, now you could rebuild. He's allowed to make the position, changes he wants or whatever. You're giving the franchise over to other people anyway. Now, will he take this, job? I don't know. But if he doesn't, you find the next best coach and do the same thing. You got to get a premier coach to go along with Aaron Rodgers in this scenario if you're going to save it, because restarting now would cook everything. Cook the defense, cook the players you have now on the receiver. Everybody's cooked if you do that. So you can't hit the complete reset button, can you?
So, yeah, you can. I must say this. Belichick used to coach the Jets, so I honestly
Or the
think
Giants, I thought.
he used to coach the. No, he coached the Jets. I'm looking at it too. Yep, in '97. Says he
Wow.
famously quit as the Jets coach after one day and let. Wow, you calling it, bro? He's going to the Jets. I can see it now. He returns after he quit back in '97. That
I'm
would be
not
a
saying
great
I'm
story.
Nostradamus, but that'd be funny, right?
That would be a great storyline. I can see it happening. If they get Belichick, they got a shot at being a
Because
playoff
think
team
about it, the real
next
issue we have with the Jets offense is the play calling.
year. Yes,
What are these
100%.
plays? What's being called? Screen, outside run screen. Like,
I get the idea they want to get quick throws because they don't want Rodgers back there in a pocket too long. But come on now, you got to just drop some better plays than that. It can't just be screens to the side and check downs the whole game. Like that's ridiculous. So you're right, coaching matters. So maybe it's that. And I guess they need a little
100%.
more chemistry, a little bit more chemistry for the other receivers. We know Devontae Adams and Rodgers already have a connection.
Give
So
Rodgers and Devontae all summer.
yep, a playbook that they can, tend to all summer, and they should be fine next year. So maybe next season we can bounce back with the Jets, but from now on, stay far away from this team. Uh, they're gonna be spoilers this year. They're gonna when all the money's against them, they're gonna mess around and win
That's
this.
all I'm saying. As soon
Yeah,
as everybody's out, now they're gonna win, right? Of
yeah,
course. Not when
that's
they
it.
need to, though.
No, no. When they don't need to, that's when they're gonna win. So be careful betting against the Jets or on the Jets this season. Money grabbing team. And another team, man, I'm so disappointed in this team. We had faith
Oh,
in this team. Oh, watching this game on Sunday night was it was like a
torture.
roller coaster, man. Like the best roller coaster and the worst roller coaster at the same time. If you get what I'm saying. Chargers were up 27-6, I believe, at half. They had a 21-point lead. Then the Bengals come storming back, tied 27-27. Held the Chargers to nothing. Bengals get two late drives, two field goal attempts. Of course, they miss them. One of the kicks was going so straight. I was like, oh, it's good in my mind. And then out of nowhere, it left. Oh, man. This was a terrible game for me and Jack, man. We were sitting there watching this game. We love the Bengals in this spot. We like the Bengals to be like a dark horse to make the playoffs, but it's not looking good for the Bengals right now. What you got to say about this, Jack?
Yeah, this was the whatever that broke the camel's back here. The kicking in this game. I'm looking for the Bengals to get a new kicker. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if they do that this week. But I mean, Joe Burrow, he should be the MVP of the league. The stats that he has, and what he's done to put them in position to win games. That's one thing you could say is it's not his fault. Now, what do they do about the T. Higgins scenario? I don't know. This team is not over yet, but it's looking bleak, right? So let's see what happens to this bye week, what they figure out, what they do, what they're going to do. But I like them coming out of this bye week. I'll be honest. This is the one team I'll chase a little bit. Jets, no way.
Yeah, they need this bye week. I mean, they need to just. And sums up with the coach too, Zach Taylor. Sometimes I don't like his play calling as well either.
Yeah, this is a team that is if it doesn't work out, is going to probably look to get a new coach too.
Yeah, definitely. But like you said, if the Bengals had 7-8 wins right now, Burrow would definitely be in the MVP talks. Like he'll be top of the list up there with Josh Allen. I'm sorry, this guy has been slinging it all over the field, and you can say, "Oh, he has his weapons." It's more than just Chase. I feel like this guy can. Chase is a big factor. Let me not say that, but this guy can throw the ball. You know what I'm saying? So I give Joe Burrow all his props. I just feel bad for the kid because he wants to win. He likes to win. He's a winner. He won a national title at LSU. So
Yeah, look at this:
hopefully they get it.
3,000 yards, over 3,000 yards, 27 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. Come on, man.
Come on, man.
76 QBR rating.
Come on. 27
This week he
4.
threw for 356, 3 TDs, and you love. You know
Come
what else
on.
can you ask for him? You can't ask for much else.
You can't ask for more, bro. You can ask for less and still be like, whoa,
You can ask for less.
For real. Come on, man. So I'm with you. Hopefully they come out of that bye and get that big win. I know they play the Steelers, but they're at home. So if they're still fighters, which they were, they showed they were fighters this last game because they could have just mailed it in after that blowout at half. But they fought and they fought. They had a chance to win. That's all we could have asked for in that game. They didn't win. So now it's time to look forward. You can't look back. So let's go, Bengals. Still got a shot. Still got a chance. Your schedule's weak at the end of the year. You just got the Steelers twice. Everybody else is winnable games. So let's see what they do. You think they got an outside shot? 7 seed wild card.
Well,
If let's see if they beat the Steelers out of the bye. I'm gonna say that. Do you think they got a shot?
I mean, they have to beat the Steelers out of the bye. I'm interested to see what the Vegas odds would be on that game. I'm really interested to see, but I mean, it's hard to tell. It's you gotta go on a run. You gotta win out. AFC too. A lot of good teams there. A lot of good quarterbacks. Obviously, you got to beat the Steelers. You got the Cowboys. That's a medicine game. Tennessee, Cleveland. See, Denver's good. Denver's good. Sneaky
but
good.
They're at home.
Great defense. But they're at home. That's true. Pittsburgh again. And you got to go to get to the playoffs. You got to go. That's a road. They can do it. It's a road. You got to win, and then go to Pittsburgh after you already beat Pittsburgh in that whole thing. So
that's tough.
It's a run that they got to make it. I mean, if they make it, honestly, looking at the schedule is kind of exciting if they beat Pittsburgh the first time. So
yeah, it'll be fun. We'll be talking about that. Hopefully they do that because we'll have a lot of stuff.
Yeah, because the Cowboys, that's an automatic win for them on Monday night. It's just a Joe Burrow showcase then.
That's a dub.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's versus Trey Lance. Yeah, you need to give him a shot. It's your Cooper Rush after what we saw last night.
Hey, at this point, you're right. You might as well tank. Put Trey Lance out there. Just tank Dallas. What y'all doing?
Just tank. Put Trey Lance out there. Yep.
Get it. Get some good picks. You might could even steal Jinshi on your second pick. So shoot. Figure that out because they need some running game. They don't have anything. Yeah,
this is like one of those scenarios where it sucks. Like looking at their schedule, it's like you lost week 1 to the Patriots. These some of these L's, man.
Yeah, a lot of those L's are like mind blowing. Even the one against the Chiefs, like. And the Ravens. Like, those are 2 games they had in the bag. Yep. That's a prime example, ladies and gentlemen. It's not how you start, it's how you finish a game. So that's anything in life. We got some good games coming up this week, though. You excited for that?
100%, man. I'm already locked in.
Yeah, some good matchups. Ohio State versus Indiana. Georgia plays a cupcake. Thank you. We get a dub there.
Oh, next week, new edition of Mondays, Market Watch. We going over Bitcoin price. Just to know every single week. Why not go over financial market prices, stock price? Because everything is circulating, right? If you're sports betting, if you're in the markets, if you're trading oil, it's all to get to the same result. which is financial freedom, baby.
Yeah, definitely. Everything has a market. Sports betting is a market, stocks market, Bitcoin's a market, crypto. So definitely
So
market
first market watch without all of our graphics yet. Bitcoin's coming in at 91,000.
91. Yeah. So let's talk about the Bitcoin for a little bit. You think it's run is gonna keep going? Because I think it has a lot of momentum. I think it could get to 100 by the end
Well,
of the
the
year.
high of the week, if we go off the high of last week, is 93. So lowest 85, highest 93. Michael Saylor's projecting it to be over 100K, obviously, before the end of the year. A lot of people are. We'll see. Again, it is just a hedge against the money printing and the cash flow, everything else going on. Hedge against fiat. So sometimes when you look at it, it's just like, why not? It's never a bad time to buy it based on charts always going up. I'm in the opinion of if it's a meltdown that happens across the planet, then there's other things you got to worry about anyway than how many paper dollars you got. So is it a better vehicle than real estate and other things that you have to pay maintenance costs for, maybe even businesses? I don't know. Only time will tell. But boy, have a lot of people been proven wrong over the last 10 years.
Yeah, I heard someone say they were laughing back when Bitcoin was $10,000 and people were telling them, "Oh, it's gonna go to 100,000," and he was like laughing at people, and he said, "Now today," he said, "I regret that. Why was I doing that? I was doubting other people's opinions, and I should have had an open mind." And so he said, now that people are saying that it can go to possibly 300,000-400,000, he said he's not laughing. Hey, we don't know what tomorrow holds, so it's possible. You never know. Maybe in the future, Bitcoin will be $1 million. So we don't know. Only time can tell. And like you said, no matter what happens, as long as the world's still spinning, money's still being spent, hey, that's the game right now. Money is a tool you need to win in life. So that's what it's about. I have not much really else to say about that. Market Watch Mondays. I'm excited for that new segment. We're going to be talking a lot of financial advice. I might throw in a stock here or two. Let's get it, Jack. Yeah. Anything else you want to talk about, man, before we get out of here tonight?
No, that's it, man. Just for the people. Enjoy your night. Get ready for this week. Let's kill it. Get excited about Thanksgiving. See the family.
Yes, sir. Make sure you guys hit the like, subscribe button. MLG TV. Until next time, let's get this cash, y'all. This is not financial advice. Yeah. Nah, don't judge. Eat how you gonna eat, keep it legit. And please don't bother me, rather in advance. Or you hit the lottery, buy new commodities.